Hey guys, Jesse from the Overpower Project. I'm doing a Warframe patch note video. This is basically a video that's going to explain major updates. I'm going to do them every time there is a major update, and I'm going to interpret what it means for players like us and what it means for you and how you're going to need to change your strategy and all the good stuff like that. So stick around, maybe you'll learn something. If you want to skip ahead to a section, just click the buttons below and you'll skip ahead right in the video. Super cool function. Yeah, super advanced. Thanks for watching. So this update was 5.3 and they called it Blazing Embers. And we'll start off with additions. The first is the Ember powers have been reworked. Overheat moved to second ability, acts as a shield and radial damage power. Fireball is now properly attached to the target and doing damage over time. World on Fire has been boosted. It now cycles through nearby targets to immolate. That means to set on fire. And that's their the pro skill, the number 4 skill. So I don't have an Ember, but it looks like they're trying to balance the Warframes, and people were complaining that Ember was a little overpowered, so they've gone and changed some things to try and test that out. And bear in mind, it's closed beta, and then it goes open beta, so everything's going to change. So expect a few of these videos. The next one, Warframe blueprints for Excalibur, Volt, and Loki are now dropping. So they've been placed into the game, the default ones. The blueprints weren't in the game by default, so they've added those. So if you started off with Warframe you didn't like, now you can get one of the other basic ones. Weapon blueprints for Aphyrus and Bolto are now in, and that's the dual SMG. That's the Aphyrus, and the Bolto is kind of like the pistol that shoots heavy bolts. It's kind of crazy. And keep in mind, for these new blueprints, they've changed it so you can only get them during alert missions. Those are the exclamation points that pop up all over the world, and they will only drop in the ones with the question mark in them. It'll show you the credits and the question marks as well, and only the ones with question marks will drop the new blueprints. More mid-mission surprise change-ups. Now this is cool. What this means for you guys is when you're doing a Corpus mission, which is the robots, you will, around mid-mission, you know how sometimes it changes up, like, oh, you need a key, oh, by the way, there's a prisoner here, or, oh, by the way, I found a Orkin artifact, go get it. Now, instead, it changes, so if you're in the middle of a Corpus mission, there's a chance that infected will come on board, or infested, whatever you want to call it, whatever you prefer. There's a chance they'll come on board and they'll take over the Corpus and they will fight each other. And the same thing when you're fighting Grineers, and the same thing when you're on an infested or infected ship. The Corpus can come and the Grineer can come, so it's really cool. More localization updates from our amazing volunteers. That's just translations and general making it accessible for like North America from volunteers, I guess. I don't know who they are exactly. Pro system has been dropped. The new supercharged system requires an item to be installed. The items can be purchased with platinum, same cost as before, so 20 platinum, or built in the foundry. Users with pro items will have this automatically installed for them. So this is cool. I say cool a lot. But they've dropped the pro system, which was, people were complaining it was going to be pay to win. Like, people with the pro weapons basically have double the mods, double the damage stuff in the skill tree. So they've dropped it, and now weapons require an Orkin catalyst to be attached to it if you want all those extra skills. And the Warframes require a Orkin reactor. And you have to find the blueprints first. They're one-time use. You find them the same as the Aphyrus and Bolto blueprints, which are in the alert missions. And it requires gallium, organ cells and a few other things. It's really not that hard to make. You just have to find the blueprint. So it's a free way to get your stuff pro. So everyone should be happy about that. They're listening to people. And more blueprint rewards added to alerts, including organ reactors and catalysts used to supercharge Warframe's weapons. I just explained that. So those are all the additions for Blazing Embers. It's pretty sweet. Check out the changes. So, what have they changed in update 5.3? Well, sirs and madams, I'll tell you. The Ember model has had a revamp on its mesh and materials. So you don't really need to know what mesh and materials mean. I mean, mesh is basically the model, and materials is like textures and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter. They did change Ember's head. So he looks like a rooster. If anyone wants to play a rooster, the new Ember is a rooster. So enjoy that. Balancing change for energy siphon cards. Mods with shield, energy, and health bonuses will be additive for more sane stacking. What this means for you: first of all, energy siphon cards, they were working, the recharge rate was extremely, extremely fast. If you had 2 energy siphon cards, which are the artifacts that you can equip before going into a mission, like the enemy radar and the shotgun scavenger, sniper scavenger, stuff like that, it basically recharged your energy. And then one of them was pretty good, and 2 of them you could basically spam your skills all day long. And if you revolt, this was kind of OP. And then mods with shield, energy, and health bonuses. So shield capacity percentage, health percent, and stuff like that. They have been changed from percentages to additives. So instead of 50% shield, you have plus 50 shield. So this means you won't have 6,000 shield like I have on my Excalibur. You will have 500 shield. So it's a big nerf to the shields, and it's a good move because it adds challenge to the missions. You don't want to go in there with 6,000 shield like I was doing and just going through the map, no worries about dying or anything, like tanking things all day long when you're not even using the Rhino Warframe. Like, Rhino should be tanking. That's what he should be doing. Excalibur should be DPS. That's his job. So it's a good move on them. They're balancing it, keeping it competitive, keeping it challenging, and keeping it fun. So because of the changes to the shield, you're going to want to invest your mods in percent armor. What percent armor does is it makes it so you take less damage to your health. So basically it increases your survivability because the shields were changed so much. Now what I also use is shield recharge rate, because even though I have a very small amount of shield, I can just take cover and 2 seconds my shields are back up to 400, 500, whatever it's at. And hopefully that will increase your survivability. That's what I use, and I don't have any problems at all. I keep surviving, and I will keep surviving in the future. So use percent armor mods to take less damage to your health. Now you can use a few shield capacity, because I do too, because it helps just to get the extra boost. And use you can use plus health mods if you want, and also use percent shield recharge. It helps a lot, because I know a lot of people are going to be hit pretty large by the shield changes. So what else? Small improvements to stat displays for upgrades and projectile based weapons. So they've just changed just the way, like, making it easier to read, basically. Setting improvements for mouse sensitivity, brightness, contrast, and UPnP. So you can add all this stuff in the options now. Well, they added a UPnP, and I guess they changed the other things. My mouse sensitivity is all the way at the bottom. I did read people were complaining about that. And look, they changed it, so kudos for them. The developers respond in like every single thread. It's pretty amazing. Alerts only require node unlock versus region. Faster UI response to new alerts. So alerts are the random missions that spawn, and they require nodes unlocked versus regions. So each individual level versus the entire level unlocked. That kind of thing. Excuse me. Improvements to selling UI to reduce accidental selling of important items. This happened to Hewitt. He accidentally sold his Bratton when he wanted to sell his MK1 Bratton because he's a noob. But basically, instead, when you're going in through your inventory and checking off things to sell, instead of the check mark in the bottom left hand corner or top left hand corner, it highlights the whole box. So I like it a lot. You can definitely see what you're selling. It helps me anyways because I'm blind. Balance changes to mod, resale, and rarity. So they just change how rare things are and change how much they're worth when you're selling them. Infested disruptor, color effects toned down. I haven't really noticed much changes, but again, I am actually colorblind. But they seem more or less the same colors to me. Balance changes to boss scaling with 4 players. I haven't played with 4 people. I've played with 2 and 3 for the bosses. And besides the jackal owning you with those electric bomb things, it seems pretty normal to me. I don't know if it scales up. I'm assuming it will scale up. That makes more sense. But I haven't experienced any drastic difficulty changes. Reduced frequency of mission key wrinkle? Is that what that says? Well, anyways, I noticed this immediately. Wow, guys. This is probably the best change because before, I swear to God, 80% of the missions, that stupid radio would turn on and, oh, I can't hack through this thing. You need a key. And then you have to go halfway across the map, find a key, come back, and deal with it. But they changed that, so the keys required midway through the mission or whatever don't happen as often, and it's a huge. I noticed it right away because it's just so much better. It keeps the flow going. Players are now prompted before removing a friend. Pretty self-explanatory. Before you moved a friend, they were gone. Auf Wiedersehen. You never seen them again. Why are you removing your friend anyways, guys? Anyway. Alright, so the next thing is the fixes. And the first thing, fixed matchmaking problems related to overzealous filtering. And this means that basically they were trying to make the matchmaking too specific. So they were trying to match your level, they were trying to match your Warframes, your progress. They were matching all this specific stuff, and then they change it so there's better matchmaking. You'll get connected to more people. Expanded matchmaking search to include nearby regions if no games are found. So if you start Fossa, which is the Jackal map, and no one's there to play with you, it will match you with a nearby place, a nearby level. Fix duplicate artifact cards taking up space on interface. You guys probably noticed when you completed the alert missions that you would get 45 enemy radar artifacts and they would stay in your inventory. But they changed that, so now it's only 1 and it's beautiful, it's nice and clean. And I love it. Fixed passkey loss when a player leaves the session while holding it. I never experienced this. Because I only play with overpowered project players, basically play with a team, that's it. But it's a bug, they fixed it, kudos. VoIP fixes for contact list. I'm not sure what they mean here because VoIP means voice over IP, and I'm not aware of a way to talk to people on your contact list with VoIP, but people reported it, I guess, and they fixed it. Fixed hangs related to slow UPnP updates. This is basically connecting to somebody and just lagging out and your game hanging. That's basically what that is. I'm no network expert, but that's what I'm assuming it means. Fixed join session from contacts. Now this is iffy for me because I still get an error when you see your friends in game, and it says they're in a game, and you join them, it says failed to connect, friends not in a game or whatever. So I still get that problem, but maybe it's something specific to my computer. You never know. Fix several crashes in DirectX 11, physics, networking, input, and updating code. So just fixing crashes. Pretty simple. Fix a few cases of players exiting the level and falling into space. This can happen with Loki if you're using your clone. You can actually use your clone to get past doors. You just put it in the middle of the door, and then you teleport past. And if you do it with a door that has a red lock, you fall out the map into space forever. Fix data mass loss after extended period of time. Another bug. Mod effects show up properly on dual scanners and Firax. I never really noticed because I'm too busy shooting people in the head, but I guess the mod effects won't show up. Fixed loss of mastery when selling an item. I never experienced that bug either, but they're fixing bugs and it's excellent. Equipped consumables are no longer deleted when spending a revive. So if you had a large health regen equipped, you wouldn't lose it when you died and revived. I actually don't even use consumables, so I wouldn't know. Fix Bellado and powers inflating player weapon accuracy. So people had things that were too accurate, I guess. So they're fixing that. Fix controller vibration not toggling off. I experienced this. I have my Razer Honda plugged in, and if I destroy the reactor in a ship, it would just keep going off because the ship was in self-destruct mode, and my controller would just rumble and rumble and rumble, and I just put it up to my body. No, I'm just kidding. I have to unplug it. I had to unplug it, not anymore though. Now that I think about it, I have it plugged in now. I never had anything like that today. Wow. Well, that's it for the Warframe patch notes. Update 5.3, Blazing Embers. Make sure to stay tuned. If there's another big major update, I will make another video similar to this one and tell you what it means for you guys. Pretty simple. Anyways, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.